Cool, Mr. Vaderrr. Why are we here, man? Why are we here?
We here, man. I'm about to drop my latest EP titled RRR, which is RRR, because everybody gets the word Vaderrr wrong. But Vader. And me, I'm not Darth Vader. Look. I'm not Darth Vader. I'm not Luke's father. So yeah, man. But yeah, man, the EP. It's dropping next week on the 14th of July. So yeah, it's an EP titled R, all the triple R basically. It's Ra.
So what are the R's for? It's just
now they have their own significance.
Okay.
The first R stands for reality.
What?
Second R is for romance, and the third R is for rage, which is also basically the feeling of each and every single song. So each and every single song, because it's a 3-song EP, each and every single song represents an R. The first song represents the first R, which is reality. Second song is the second R, romance. Third one is, the rage, which is, I feel like, also a part of a few characters that describe Vaderrr as a person. But yeah,
so it was premeditated.
It wasn't necessarily premeditated. I just thought of it after, and it seemed like it made sense because everybody gets my name wrong, like Vaderrr.
Okay.
And I just wanted to emphasize the R's. So I also had to make sure the song selection was good, that I actually do something about each and every single song, and that I had to think outside the box, basically, because everybody does that. Yeah,
Where did the idea of the EP come from, though?
Sorry?
The idea of the EP.
The idea, it came when we were shooting. I remember we were doing Colder and Colder, Older and Older. We were recording Older and Older in the studio.
Yeah.
And then you pulled up with your camera and you started shooting the promo. Yeah. And then I was like, nah. And like while we're shooting, because you sent me the video. After I saw the video, I saw that there were takes that actually had the song playing, like the actual recording process.
Yeah.
So I was like, let's just use that hype while we can, strike while the iron is still hot.
So I can take credit and say,
yeah, you can. You can.
Cool. So how was the process of actually making the EP in terms of most of the people who watch my stuff, most of them are like either musicians, beat makers, A&Rs, and people in the industry. So they're really interested in the process. What was the process like? I know you really work hard, you're always in the studio.
Always in the studio.
Yeah, so you probably have so many tracks, but what was the process in selecting those 3 tracks, if there was one, or did they just...
Well, the selection, it came the process, because we recorded the songs at different days.
Okay.
You see, so it wasn't a thing of I felt a certain way. Me, whenever I record, I hit the studio, I make sure I record 5 to 6 songs, maybe.
Damn.
Come out with a lot. It's the product.
Makes sense.
Product is very important. So usually when I'm at home, that's when I write and I think about what I want to say on a specific song, which is determined by the beat, obviously. And sometimes I might have my vocals on a song and then someone might put a beat over. Okay. But with this tape specifically, the songs were recorded in different days. I never actually planned on taking out an EP. But then with each and every single song, as I was playing it back, because I was thinking what to put on the EP with the song Older and Older, because that was the first song that I really wanted on the EP because it was the promo.
Okay.
So after Older and Older, the question was, what do I do after this? Which sounds or what do I infuse with Older and Older that can make it a proper project and also showcase my diversity? So hence why I picked the romantic song to appeal to the female market as much as the guys, but the feminines, the females are the ones.
When they support, when
they support, the niggas are gonna pull up. That's the thing. When the females support, the niggas are gonna pull up. And then the third song, the rage, it also came about because I just felt like I don't have on that EP. Older and Older is a very restricted song. I'm focusing more on the mainstream. I'm trying to be pleasing to the ears without swearing, without being too aggressive, without being too soft, also showcasing my rap potential. But mostly with the last one, with the rage, I just wanted something that was gonna showcase or show to the rappers in the game, the real rappers. I just wanted to show them that, yo, man, I'm here to rap. I'm here to rap, and I'm not about I'm not about the things that, you know, the shootings and stuff like that are happening, but you know, we take shots on songs, man. We take shots because that's the game. It's competition.
That leads
you know
to my next question. If I don't know Vaderrr, and this is probably the first thing I'm gonna watch, what are you bringing to the table? What is it that makes you different from most of the people that people already know?
Well,
you can talk about the sound wise. You can talk about, you know, the feel, how you want people to respond to your music.
Well, with me, you know, the approach that I usually try to take is making sure I please as many ears as I possibly can. Because the biggest thing that I want to do is really just make an impact with my music. You know, I want my music to speak to each and every single person in the world. I don't want a gap whereby I can't reach as far as music is concerned. So hence why I try with myself as Vaderrr to make sure I am diverse. I sing, I write, I can rap if I have to rap, boom bap, trap, you know. I try my best to learn everything. I'm very connected to the internet, I might say. I spend my time listening to a whole lot of genres, you know, classical music. We can also write for that. So what Vaderrr basically brings is not just Vaderrr as like the music, but what I want to do is I want to change the whole industry as far as allowing people to be free to do whatever they want, whichever genre. Because right now, people be sticking to rap, or they sticking to amapiano, or they sticking to whatever's hot. And it's like, yo, Fede, you can stick to one lane, but everything, man, you know, and being an artist is being able to express yourself in as many different ways as possible. And for me, expressing myself with the music, expressing it through the anger, I'm expressing the anger, you know, the happiness and everything. Like, yo, I don't even know what I'm saying, but
I'm hearing you. Don't worry,
but you know what I'm saying? It's like I'm just trying to be. Vaderrr is a very diverse character.
So would you say if I listen to your music, I'll get an idea of who Vaderrr is?
Listen to
Are you putting your emotions in your music, or are you telling stories? Are you making up stories?
Nah.
Which is not... The reason why I'm asking that is not to say that people who do that is not really authentic. Movies are like that. You know what I mean? I don't know why people are so critical in music and trying to make people who are musicians the leaders of the communities. We entertain. You check what I mean? So that's what I'm asking that question from that perspective. Do you sit and try to make your lyrics as real as possible, close to what your life is like? Or do you sit and observe other people's lives and then learn from that and actually write music from that?
It's a bit of both, because like at the end of the day, we are created by the people around us.
For sure.
So the stories that I hear from my homies, you know, they come, they tell me, no, and I'll get that inspiration and try personalizing it and making sure that like I take his message and I send it to the world for him. You know, it's not necessarily that I'm gonna bite the guy. I'm just gonna take his story and use it to fuel some of my songs. But there are certain songs, and which I feel like those are the hardest songs that I have. You know, the biggest songs, the songs that people say that they mess with a lot, were songs that I really went through personal journeys, and I really had to take what I went through and put it on paper. That's why I always say being like an artist is very hard, because you have to go back to that depression, you go back to that anger, you go back to that happiness, you go back to that dark place and try to take that whole emotion that you're feeling in that dark place and bring it into light. You know, you're trying to take that dark story of yours, whatever happened back then, that is sad, you know, you try to take it and feel as much of it as possible. You know, hence why I feel like our entertainment industry is full of like drug addicts and a lot of people who are doing a lot of things that they're not supposed to, but that's how they do it. It's how they cope with it. You know what I'm saying? It's because they legit have to take themselves to that dark place and bring that light in that dark and bring it to the world to see. So my music, the ones that I feel like I'm trying to be a bit more personal with my stuff, because that's the music that people like. But most of the time, I'd say 60% of the time, it's really stories that are made by people around me. You know, people around me come and they tell me legit stories that really touch me. And I feel like I also have my opinion. It's basically me taking my opinion and putting it out there.
Right.
Yeah.
I like the fact that you actually touched on the industry, because that was gonna be my next question.
Sure.
I'm very big on business. I mean, I don't want you just to be making the music. We need to make this money. You check what I mean? So my first question is, when it comes to the business side of things, what do you think about it, and what is your goal with it?
The business, well, with the business side, I tend to really not focus too much on it because I'm on the internet. And with the internet, you learn as you go. That's the nice thing about being on the internet, is that if you are supposed to be getting royalties, for example, from YouTube, you go onto YouTube and you search, how do I collect my royalties from YouTube? So I basically learn as I go.
Okay.
I'm trying to really grow with my fan base.
Right.
And take it from the internet into the mainstream, into the radios, into the business side, slowly but surely, because the business is the side that is really important because it brings the money. But then the money is not there without the music. So we're still focusing on the music, the product.
So what I like about you, one thing that I observed again, is your work ethic. You know what I mean? People, I always tell artists, I meet a lot of artists, like, you can be the most talented person in the world, but if I don't see work ethic, I'm probably not going to work with you. I don't really care. You know what I'm saying? You could be the next Beyonce, but if you're not in studio all day, every day, and you out here just talking about it, I'm probably not even going to be interested. But I've seen your work ethic. That's why I got attracted and I wanted to find out more. So now when you're talking about the internet, I'm from the not really old school. So I'm from a generation where the gap between coming from the old school and I'm in the middle of the change. You know what I mean? It's like the old school CD, vinyl, and then the MP3 section. I was smack bang in the middle. And I can tell you this, a lot of artists kind of like got frustrated because it was easier to make money. You know what I mean? Back in the day. Not easier to make money, but
more straightforward.
It not really straightforward. It was easier to prove concept than it is nowadays. Because nowadays, yes, it's still easier, but you guys are living in a world where there's like a lot happening in the internet. If Vaderrr is releasing music, if Spotify is saying they're receiving 66,000 songs a day, what makes Vaderr's song cut through the noise? You know what I mean? So I would like to know, even some of you can chime in on this one. What do you think is one thing that you can do as an artist to kind of like cut through the noise? What is it that you feel like nowadays the consumers are looking for in artists, and considering the fact that music is really disposable nowadays?
Yeah, with like me, the work ethic, I put in the work ethic because I feel like the one thing that we can do because there's so much noise, there's a lot of saturation. It's just making sure that your song is everywhere. Hence why the diversity, I know that they'll catch me by the R&B if niggas on the hip hop, they don't like me. They'll catch me on the Amapiano. It's just flooding the market, making sure it's saturated.
Can I just cut you there?
Yeah.
When you say if niggas don't like you, are you talking about the consumers or the industry?
Well, basically, bit of both, because as we know, the industry, and I might get blackballed for saying this, but I don't care. The industry has a lot of gatekeepers. There are a lot of people who are really holding chances for young kids out there to really push their music. And hence why for us to really blow up is to saturate the market. Because once we're there, once we are being heard everywhere, and like the gatekeeper, he can't even block us out. The thing is, like, that's why I always roll with the team. You know what I'm saying? I can push a gate alone. It won't go anywhere. Okay. But once us as the whole squad, we're going in and we're forcing this gate to open. Nothing can stop us, because it's about saturation.
I feel like you guys are giving these guys power. The guys you call in the gatekeepers. They don't really exist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So once you start...
We have to push. It's us.
They can't stop you guys. Because, like you said, you mostly on the internet. Who's keeping that gate in the internet?
The next
you direct... Because this is what I was saying. Like, it was mostly easier proof of concept back in the day. Because think about this. You're releasing an EP next week, right?
Yeah.
How many entities did you have to go through for you to be able to release that EP?
Not a lot.
Check what I mean? Yeah. Maybe your engineer, your squad. Think about that 15 years ago. There will probably be 10 people who has to be part of that decision making.
That's true.
A&R, record label, all of this guy. And
it's a
it might be
lot.
based on maybe you signed to the same record label with another guy who wants to release. So let's push your album back a little bit. So I feel like most of you do think about gatekeepers and they still have where you give them freedom, but they really, nowadays, the biggest gatekeepers are influencers. The people who are influencing the people you guys are trying to influence.
Yeah.
Who says a song is hard and people want to go listen to it? Not say the
usually
same thing. I think those are the people that you should be paying attention more to. Like I said, I'm still gonna come back to business, right?
Yeah.
You release a lot of tracks. I've seen a lot of tracks out there. You check what I
Yeah.
mean. So
Using YouTube only as the only
also that's your
distribution
platform. That's
the main. I'm trying to make sure I put the whole market, my whole market clientele into one bubble.
Okay.
You know, because of this whole thing to saturate the market and stuff like that.
Yeah.
As much as you can go onto Apple Music and Spotify, being independent, it becomes hard to track all of that and really track your numbers. So I drop on YouTube because it's the one platform that everyone can go to. You don't need to be subscribed to watch the videos. You don't need to be paying to listen to me.
I mean, it's free.
It's free. It's free. It's an online platform. So it's all about just bubbling up all my fans into one place or my listeners.
So first thing that I'm hearing, you want your people to be able to access the music without thinking about a subscription or anything.
True.
Second thing is you want to centralize your music so that you can capitalize on that. I have a suggestion. Just a suggestion. Have you ever tried Audio Mac?
Audio Mac? Yeah, I used SoundCloud, not Audio Mac.
Yo, it's too much, bro. Like, I'm dying with the heat. Cool. So my next question, right? The process. I'm very big on the process. So I walked into your studio the other day. One of the things that really impressed me, like you, as soon as I stepped in, you cued the beat, you were recording yourself. You had other guys who were helping you, cued the beat, went on the microphone, did the verse, take one, bow, done. So I saw you write stuff down, which is a good thing. And why I'm saying a good thing, I'll tell you why now. But one thing that actually stuck with me, I feel like, where did you actually get this drive of actually your work ethic, like always working, being able to do if you were not here or you didn't watch the video, what happened is I walked in, right? The beat was already cued. I told him, don't worry, I'm here, I'll shoot everything. He went on the microphone, did verse 1, went on the chorus, did verse without even listening it on the speakers. Like the first time everybody in the studio had the song, all the verses and the choruses were done. That didn't take more than not even 15 minutes.
Yeah.
The song was done. Blew my mind. Like that blew my mind. Where did you get this ethic of like, I need to actually get this?
Now, well, with me, because I never really had that much studio time before I came into ASC, you know, I had to really legit learn how to get used to the studio. But I got to, like, I remember my first song that I recorded, The Best. It's still on SoundCloud now. I dropped it back in 2019. That song, I recorded it with a professional person and I was paying 1.2 per song type thing. So I paid 1.2 for that one song. And like my money, I had to make sure I got my money's worth from that young bit of time that I had with him. Okay. So I feel like recording my first song with a professional person and him actually telling me what to do and stuff like that, it really helped a lot. But also because like we don't have time, really. Like whenever I write a song, I feel like I really want to drop it today or I want to drop it next week. I want to drop it. With music, I try to like connect my music with my emotions. If I feel like I don't want to drop, I don't drop. Okay. If I want to drop and I really want to drop a specific thing, I drop it. So when I come into the studio, I work hard because I want to have that product at the end of that day. Because I want to listen to it. I always tell Amachita, hey, gents, I got to mix this thing so I can listen to it. I just want to listen to this song because like it's really close to the emotion side of me. Okay. So here I try to save time with like recording, punching, getting as much songs as I possibly can out of the studio in that 5-hour session that I have. That's really the one thing that I have in my mind. And also I also have this thing that I call the golden gate moment. As far as my confidence on the mic, like you said, a lot of people take takes. They take a lot of takes and then they're like, this is let's change it. It's the confidence. And that thing inside, the drive, that what fuels the drive is that golden gate opportunity I once felt, whereby I told myself, like, in life, I have to do things now. Like, I'm not gonna wait for a long time and say I wanna get somewhere in life, but I gotta wait. You know, I gotta study and study, carry on studying. Once I'm done studying, I'll start pushing my music. Hey, once I'm done studying, I wanna be making sure that I'm making money off my music.
For sure.
So it's about getting that go ahead, getting that fresh start over the competition. So that once I am done here, I get my money from my music. My career's already started up. I don't necessarily have to look for a job after I'm done at school. Or I can even leave school and pursue the music fully if it's the one thing that really takes off. Because, like, you never know.